Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with True Motion, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Stephen.
Hello.
Let's get things kicked off. Well, first off, do our typical weekly recap. How's your week been, Stephen?
Oh, this week was interesting. I felt like I'm getting old.
Yeah?
I'm getting old. Maybe it's the cold that's coming in. I don't know.
Body doesn't want to work right, or
my body doesn't. I feel all achy, and like I try to demonstrate kicks, and it's like, oh, I could do better.
That hurt a little bit.
Why did my legs move that way?
Oh man, I felt that in my shoulder. Why am I feeling it in my shoulder when I'm kicking?
Yeah, it's like what is going on?
No,
I think it sort of accumulated together, and last night I kind of like. I don't know. I woke up dizzy. I woke up like having like vertigo or something, and it's like
yesterday morning,
or this morning.
Oh, this morning.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sober, so it's not like that.
It's like you went out partying the night away.
I know. It's like I went to bed at 9.
Yeah.
I'm just getting old.
That's weird. Have you ever experienced that? So you woke up and you just felt off balance?
Yeah. Like my head was spinning. Like my whole. Whatever it's called,
your equilibrium.
Equilibrium was not equal.
Firing. Was not being equal.
Was not librium.
It was not librium. Dang, that's weird.
It was weird. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again.
Do you feel dizzy now?
No.
How long did it last?
Just moments.
You woke up and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
I felt like I had just stepped off like a twirl roller coaster.
Interesting. Okay.
Like my stomach was churning, and maybe I had good food. I might have eaten a little too close to bedtime, but
that's one of the downfalls with this job or career, I guess you could say, is you kind of have to eat early, or not at all. Mm-hmm. So. Because that was one of those things where I remember, God, when I was younger, you get home and you're like, God, I haven't eaten since like 11.
I have to eat.
Then all of a sudden you eat like half the cupboard, and then you're like, God, I'm tired. And then you just go to bed. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, feel like garbage in the morning when you wake up. So I get that.
Yep. How was your week?
It's been, it's been really, really busy. Mm-hmm. And it's still going. Yeah. So Monday... Nothing. Okay, so
nothing.
Monday was good. Tuesday had two doctor's appointments. Wednesday we had the play with the family.
Oh yeah, you went to which theater?
We went to Hell Center Theater and we saw A Christmas Carol.
Oh wow.
I didn't know this. There's actually 2 theaters in Hell Center.
Wow.
Yeah. They have the main one that's like the 360-degree stage, the circle stage. And then they have another one, which is your traditional style stage.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we were in the traditional style stage, and we saw A Christmas Carol. So it was really, really well done.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to see. My mom loves going to plays. We had to convince pretty hard my dad to go.
Oh.
At the beginning of the week, he's like, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. It's uncomfortable. The chairs are crappy. I'm not going. I go, Dad, you do realize that the chairs will be very nice, and you'll be sitting in a chair at home even if you don't go. So, well, my chair is comfortable. And it's like, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yes.
But I convinced him somehow to come with us, and he had a really good time. And while we were there, he goes, man, I haven't been to a play since like high school.
Oh,
like, this was a lot of fun. I go, did you hear that, Mom? I go, he said this was a lot of fun. And he goes, yeah, I think. And I was like, and he wants to go to more. I think you guys should go to one a month because, they're both retired.
Yes.
I was like, you guys should buy the season pass and go to every production they have once a run. And that I think that kind of made her excited. So, but it was a good time. We had the whole family there, or at least, me, my parents, Shanna, Jamin, Maya, and Elliot. So, and it was a bummer because Jamin was scheduled to work Wednesday, and I had to tell my mom, on Tuesday, I go, hey, I don't think Jamin's going to be able to go. He found out he's got to work, and you could tell she was bummed. Like, oh, really? Like, can you ask for like to switch shifts or something? I go, he can, but he won't because he just doesn't feel comfortable doing that stuff. And he ended up asking his boss, like, he goes, hey, I just like want to talk to you about the schedule. It's weird because I never close Wednesdays, but you're having me close on Wednesday. Like, that just is like, is everything okay? And his boss was all like, oh, it looks like there's a mix-up in the schedule. 2 of you are scheduled to close tonight. And he goes, well, I would like to go to a family function on Wednesday.
Way to go. Way to speak up.
Yeah, exactly. So he did a great job of not asking for time off, but asking a question that led to time off. So, and it's funny because the last, like, I would say month and a half, 2 months, he's only been scheduled like 2 days a week. And then all of a sudden this week he's scheduled 40 hours. And you're like, seriously, this week you're scheduled 40 hours.
Holidays.
Yeah. So we did that Wednesday. Yesterday I was under the weather.
You partied too hard.
Partied too hard, and just not feeling too good. And today we've got the Night the Light.
That's right.
Light the Light.
Light the Night.
Light the Night event right in front of the dojo. Tomorrow I have Shanna's Christmas party, or company Christmas party. And then Sunday, Jamin turns 21. Wow. So we've got a birthday party for him. Yeah, it's like just everything all crammed into 1 week. And then next week, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Good. So it's like, we couldn't have spread this out over like
it never
a 2-week period.
You can never just do one thing a week.
Exactly.
It has to be every day.
Let's cram it all into 1 week.
And you have 2 weeks of nothingness.
Of nothing. Yep.
And
exactly.
Then you do another packed week.
Yep. The week before. Actually, I hope the week before Christmas we don't do anything. So, but yeah, it was a good week. Like I said, it's been busy, but yeah, not busy in a good way. So now we're hoping for dojo busy and coming into the last 2 weeks of the teaching year, and then getting ready for Christmas break and the holiday party on the 21st, and yeah, it should be a good time. It was funny because you remember how we talked about the holiday party on Tuesday? Said that, like we're going to show a movie and all that stuff like we did last year. Liam's dad texted me and was like, hey, Liam said that you're probably going to need a screen for the party on the 21st. We have a screen if you would like to borrow one.
Yeah.
I was all like, interesting. I go, I never mentioned to Liam that we needed anything.
I mentioned to Liam that we
needed
it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would make sense then.
Yeah.
All right. And then he's like, oh, that's a good skill to have, to see a need and then try to get it done before it becomes a question. I was like, that is a good skill to have. So now it makes sense why Liam was asking his dad about the screen. It was Stephen. So that's good. So we'll have.
Well, because I have the projector.
Yeah,
it's in the back.
Yep. And I also bought one like 3 years ago, and it's never been pulled out of the box.
Really?
So I don't even know if it's good or not.
Well, we should try it.
Yeah, it was one of those like Black Friday deals.
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was like $40, and I was like, $40 projector. Like, you use it once, I guess it's worth it. So, but yeah, we'll have the holiday party on the 21st. That was a lot of fun last year.
I was very happy at how many people came.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have kind of similar numbers. And I'm actually going to ask Randy on Tuesday if he would be willing to bring his sax and play a couple of songs while we're, all just hanging out and eating. I think he totally would do it. But
absolutely.
I don't want to assume that he'll do it. I always want to make sure that we ask. But he's a very accomplished saxophonist, and I think that'd be fun to hear some classic Christmas songs on the saxophone.
That's right.
So, but... yeah, good stuff. Good things going on. It's just that time of the year, I guess. So, and we've obviously talked about Christmas and
refer to our season 1 episode.
Yeah, where we talk about Christmas.
We talk about Christmas
and the Christmas spirit and how
why can't it just be a good spirit?
Yeah, exactly. A year-round spirit. Yeah, a 360 degree or 365 day spirit.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to holidays and the Christmas spirit and like people having that like giving mentality. I just wish that they would do it all the time, not just during Christmas. So it's interesting because something along the similar lines of that, I was talking with Donovan, and he was talking about how he's obviously had to deal with coworkers and incidences who've passed away and their families and this and that. And he goes, truthfully, everybody's willing to help for the first month or two, and then all of a sudden they all disappear. So he's like, when people really need your help is like 3 or 4 months after the incident, because at that point they're truly alone. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, everybody's willing to help out at first, like when it's fresh, but then people just kind of fade away and they go about their daily lives. And I was like, that sounds a lot like Christmas. And it's like, you know, people are very willing to help and be giving and nice and all the stuff that's associated with Christmas, which is good. But then the week after Christmas and going into New Year's, it all disappears. It all goes away. They're not as happy anymore. They're not as giving. And it's just like, it's sad. That, you know, for some people it takes a holiday or a tragedy to go out of their way to be helpful. And it's like, yeah, we need to get away from that as a society. It's like, you need to be helpful all the time. Or if you don't want to be helpful, don't be helpful any of the time.
Oh, yeah. Just be consistent.
Exactly. Be consistent with your efforts.
Just be a Scrooge all year.
All year long. If you want to be helpful all year long.
That's right.
So people know what to get. People know what to get from you. So, but yeah, no, it's always that interesting time of the year where, you know, everybody's always so happy. Then a week later, they're back to their grouchy self. And it's like, dang it. Like, people need to act this way all the time, not just for 25 days out of the year.
That's right.
So that's our gripe with Christmas. Is I love Christmas, and that's going to be one of the questions. Is like, you know, holiday related. So it's not necessarily like Christmas Day, but yeah, like I like how everybody's happy and the festivities and this and that, but I don't like how it all disappears after Christmas. It's like, be happy and festive all year round.
Exactly.
It's not that hard. So, and you'll probably feel better too, because everybody always feels so good during Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Or they feel really bad during Christmas.
That's also true.
It's one of, you know,
two-sided coin.
Very polar opposites, yep. But moving on, it's again a very holiday-themed last 2 episodes of the year. But we'll make the best of it. We're just going to ride this pony out till it fades away, right?
Yep.
So moving on with a word from our sponsor.
True blue style winter sensation. Gear up now before cold's domination. Feeling frosty, don't freeze in your stance. Slip on our sweaters, give winter no chance. Hoodies to supplements, cold's got no shot. Our merch keeps you moving, your karate hot. Stay sharp, stay cool, like a roundhouse kick. In true motion, gear, you're warm and slick. Break ice, break boards, make an impression. Our holiday merch is your new obsession. True motion's got your back, so don't delay. Shop now online, sweep the chill away. Stay sharp, stay cool, like a roundhouse kick. In true motion, gear, you're warm and slick. Chill moves, cool vibes, true motion's the way. Gear up for winter by today.
Thank you, sponsor. All right, now it's our top 5 list. This week's top 5 is top 5 favorite holiday movies, because I like to watch movies. So we made a list of, or at least I made a list of my top 5 holiday movies. I got a few honorable mentions too, so I'll go first, because then maybe you'll be able to pick together your list from.
Realized this 30 seconds
Yeah,
ago.
I told him like maybe
Right before the show started.
maybe 10 minutes ago. So, but this top 5 list, in no particular order. Favorite holiday movies is I've got Die Hard.
Good
I don't
one.
care what anybody says. That's a holiday movie. Elf.
Okay.
I like Elf. Home Alone. Can't go wrong with Home Alone.
That's
right. A Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Nice.
Yep. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Nice.
So those are like my go-to holiday movies.
Which Grinch one?
The Jim Carrey one.
The Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There's only one Grinch.
There's only
movie.
one Grinch.
It's the Jim Carrey one.
Yep.
Some honorable mentions are Polar Express.
Okay.
Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
All right.
This one's a very controversial one. Violent Night.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, with Dale. Is it Dale? David Harbour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he's Santa Claus and they kidnap him, and yeah, that one's it's actually pretty funny.
Deck the halls.
Yeah, exactly. And Office Christmas Party.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's funny because it's about a company who's almost going to go out of business and this and that, so they throw this massive holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
And someone brought an illegal substance that looks like snow.
Yep.
And they accidentally drop it in the snowmaker.
Oh, wow.
So it just goes everywhere. And someone that's coming out to evaluate their company party is feeling extremely elevated and acting not like himself.
Of course.
It's all sorts of rides ensue.
That sounds like fun.
It's a pretty funny movie. So,
nice.
But what do you got for your top 5?
Well, I've got a few similars and a few differences. So I've got Die Hard 1 and 2.
Die Hard 1 and 2.
So that takes up 2 spots.
Okay.
I have to preface, I don't watch Christmas movies. I don't really watch holiday movies.
Okay.
I'm not really a Christmas guy. But from what I've seen, I've got enough to make this list. So Die Hard 1 and 2. I've got Home Alone. I also have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey edition. And then I have Bill Murray's Scrooged.
Scrooged, yep. That was a good one.
Those are all really funny ones, mostly because they're comedies, or actions, or action comedies, which is Home Alone.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not a big sappy holiday Christmas movie guy. It's like, dude, if I want to cry,
like Hallmark, I don't really watch anything from there.
Yeah,
apparently they filmed one.
Yeah,
in front of our school.
Yes. Oh. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, no, they filmed a Hallmark
TM7.
Yep,
in the background.
They filmed a holiday movie literally right in front of our doors.
Yep, while we were having class.
And we kept having actors come in. Can we use your bathroom? Oh, geez, fine. Yes, disrupt class and go use the bathroom. Go right on ahead, you important actors. You,
actors. Oh,
yeah, professional liars.
Yep. Just like weathermen and politicians.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, so I'm not a big Hallmark movie guy, and Shanna is, and you gotta watch that when I'm not here. Like last week, I think it was Monday.
Wow.
Monday. Maya and I had to give her such a hard time about this. She watched a holiday or a Christmas football story, a Chiefs love story.
Oh.
And it was loosely based off of the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing. And her, Donna Kelce was in it. And I was like, you're watching a Chiefs love story. I go, you're such a traitor. And Maya keeps calling her the #1 Chiefs fan because she knows everything about the Chiefs. And she hates them, but yet she knows everything about them.
Right.
And I'm just like, I can't believe you're watching this. And she goes, I'm having severe mixed emotions because the team they're playing on Christmas are the Eagles. And I was like, you better turn that show off. But luckily it didn't show them actually playing the Eagles. Right. But we saw some Eagles jerseys on there. Jason Kelce's jersey had to make an appearance. So, yeah, no, it was funny. We had a bag on her pretty bad. Like, oh, you gonna do we need to go get your Chiefs jersey out of the closet so you can wear it? And she's like, oh, just shut up. So, yeah, I'm not a Hallmark person. So,
all right. What are your top 5 Christmas holiday movies?
Yeah, let us
them
know
in the
if we've
comments
missed
or
anything.
email us at trutalktuesdays@gmail.com.
Yeah. Like to know what your guys' Christmas list is. If it's similar to ours, if it's a bunch of sappy Hallmark movies, or
Maybe keep that one to yourself. But actually,
you can preface it.
yeah,
but
preface it so we don't get jump scared.
yeah, I don't want to start crying involuntarily.
I know.
So, but yeah, some of the holiday movies are really fun to watch. Some of them are just like, yeah, okay. But I'm with you. I like going more with the comedy and, action style movies. So I tend to go with those anyways. So action or comedy or action comedy, kind of like Home Alone. They actually did a series of videos on the injuries the bad guys would have sustained in the movies, and they are horrific.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just absolutely horrific.
They're all pretty lethal.
Yeah, they would have died multiple times making this movie. And I'm like, holy crap, yeah. Like when the iron falls on his face.
Yes.
And then he just has an iron-shaped print on his face.
Yeah.
God, that's so good.
Yep.
I remember as a kid, I was like, God, this movie's great. And then all of a sudden, every parent had to like fear for their life because of booby traps and all that stuff. I remember this wasn't like a fear for your life, but my nephew Jaden, when he was staying with my parents for a while, him and my dad would always like butt heads, just because my dad's a particular way, and so's Jaden. And Jaden got upset with him one day and put super glue on his seat. Because he's seen it in movies and cartoons.
Of course.
And he wanted him to get stuck to the seat.
Wow. It's like the contact glue on the lid of the toilet seat.
Yeah. And he did sit in the super glue. And it like kind of ruined the chair. And I would always see it and I'm like, what is... And then finally I asked, I go, what is that? And my mom's all, Jaden tried to super glue your dad to the seat. And I was like, what? And I was like, holy cow. But I thought it was funny. It's kind of hard not to laugh at that because it didn't happen to you, obviously.
Yeah. But when it doesn't happen to you, it's so funny.
Exactly. But all right, moving on to the next portion of the show, we've got our Ask a Sensei. All right, this week's questions, again, they're kind of holiday themed, but I think they're fun to talk about. It's what do the holidays mean to you and your family?
Well, let's for this one I'm going to preface with I celebrate different holidays.
Yeah.
Right. So those holidays, and they're in October, those are going to be they mean significant things. Like I celebrate them every year because they're kind of like a rehearsal for my religion, right? It's like we practice something. It's like Easter, right? For most people, it's like resurrection, rebirth, renewal. Yeah. You know, but for us, the holidays in October that I practice, those mean like something's coming, right? So we're celebrating an event, a coming of Jesus Christ. Yeah. So great joy, honestly. And even in times where it's like, oh, we have to fast for a day, it's like. Yeah, but it's still a celebration, even though we're afflicting ourselves a little bit. So I think with most holidays, it's like either a memorial or it's just a joy. Yeah. So for me, it's very simply it's joy. Yeah. No, I think honestly, I hope that's most people's answer. Is they're celebrating with their families and people they care about, and it's something to be joyous of, not oh good Lord, I can't wait till this is over, right? And stuff like that. I mean, for me and my family, we tend to use the holidays as a getaway. Yeah. So I like
I like it because it's a chance to get away from your day to day. Like we don't this year we're staying home because of my shoulder procedure, but typically we try to go out of town, go on vacation, go somewhere with each other. And that's our like quote unquote presence to ourselves. So for me, I really like the holidays because it's a chance for us to stay together for an extended period of time. And we build those memories and adventures together. Because it seems like every year we'll have a story we talk about. And sometimes they're fun, and then sometimes they're like, holy crap, like that was something. Like I would say last year, the biggest thing that happened was when Maya got seasick, like the last day of the cruise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we ran into some just awful weather, and they had like 30-foot swells, and the boat was rocking. Like normally you don't feel the boat rock very much. You felt the boat rock on this one to where you would, when the boat was going down, it felt like somebody was standing on you and like pressing you. So when you're walking, you were heavier walking just because of all the pressure pushing down. And then when the boat would go up, you could like jump up and hit your head on the ceiling.
You were weightless for a second.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was like that all day long. And Maya has really bad motion sickness.
Oh, wow.
So she started throwing up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and did not stop until like 5 or 6 that day. And it was just awful. Like nobody got any sleep. We just stayed in the bedroom the whole time, and it was rough. It was really rough.
That's a memory.
But it was one of those things to where it's like, dang, she powered through it. She got through it. She's like, I don't know when I'm going to go on a cruise again for a while. But yeah, it's just like, and you wouldn't have had those any other time. So yeah, I look at the holidays as a way for my family and I to escape and like not worry about the day-to-day life, our normal routines. It's like, hey, we're going to put everything on hold or pause for at least 10 to 14 days.
Right.
And then we'll come back and it's like, all right, now it's time to conquer the rest of let's get ready for the next year.
And to follow up with that, even if you stay at home for 14 days, you can have a lot of fun with your family.
Yeah, and we're going to this year.
You're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like we're going to play games.
Yes.
We're not just going to
take things nice and slow.
Yep.
It's interesting because for me, not having any obligations around this time of the year, around Christmas time, I've always just, got to play some games that I've never played for like when I'm working. Because it's
exactly.
like the last 2 weeks of the year, nothing's going on. Everybody's at home. There's not really a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You can be productive at your house and like do projects. But you can also like dive into a book that you haven't read yet or play a game that you haven't tried out yet.
Yeah.
And just take that time to explore and like find another new thing for you.
Yeah. Now I remember one year we didn't travel for some reason, and I was like, I took that mentality of like, damn, well, I'm home for 2 weeks. Like, I'm not just gonna sit on my butt. Like, I gotta have something to do.
Yeah.
So we had this door that needed to be fixed. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna change out this door. I'm gonna buy a new door. It was just an inside door leading to like a back room or something. And Shanna's all like, okay, well, you do know that if you change that door, you're going to have to change all
the other doors because they won't match.
Yeah. So the project turned into a 1-day project, turned into a 2-week project.
Oh, look at that. It fit perfectly within your time off.
It was awful.
It sounded...
Because we have kind of an old house, so nothing is standard.
Really?
Yeah. So like if you go like, hey, I need a standard indoor home door.
It's not going to fit.
No. It's not. And every single door frame was different. Yeah.
You had the doors of many sizes.
Yeah, so everyone required some sort of like trim, and I went through 4 doors trying to make one door work, because all of a sudden you cut too much off, and now it's like now you can't use it.
New door.
So one door I just wanted to just be like, hey, well, we're just not gonna have a door. Sorry. Or she's like, but it's the bathroom. I'm like, well, too bad.
Too bad.
Put a curtain up, you know? So yeah, I remember there was one year, a 1-day project turned into a 2-week project. And I told Shanna, I go, okay, we're not allowed to do anything else in the house. Cause at that point I was like, oh, we can paint. But then all of a sudden you paint, and then one room looks better than the other room. Now you got to paint that room. Then you got to paint another room. And then all of a sudden the paint doesn't match the furniture. And it's like that book, When You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
Yep.
That's exactly what home updates are. You update
That's
one
why
thing.
You always work outside. That's why you update your yard.
Yes. You update one thing inside, and it turns into 5 or 6 different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, if your wife asks you to update something in the house, write a contract saying this is the only thing. This is the only thing we're updating.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't say, I want more. No. That is it.
You have to wait until the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
To update the next thing.
Exactly. But what I'm interested to see what other people's, like family traditions or like things they like to do over the holidays, or if there's a particular game you like to play. What it is that you guys as a family like to do during the holidays. Let us know in the comments or email us like you heard earlier. And yeah, I think it'd be fun to kind of see what other people do during this time of year. This year we're actually doing something different. We decided to do Secret Santa.
Oh,
with my parents, my mom, my dad, myself, Shanna, Jamin, Maya, and Elliot.
Okay.
So when we went to the play, I had already written out names, and we all drew names, and that's the person you're going to buy a gift for, and it has to be $100 or less. And you can buy many things leading up to $100, or you can buy one thing that's around $100. That's up to you, but you have a cap. So there's no like, oh, well, someone just spent this much money and someone only spent this much money. It's like, no, it's going to be this much money. That's it. So, and we also made a rule that you can't buy someone that lives in your house. It's like I couldn't draw Shanna or Jamin's name. And crazy enough, nobody drew their own name or someone they lived with. It was pretty wild because I thought for sure somebody would draw.
You'd think
their own
chances
name
would be pretty high,
or draw someone they live with. So
1 in 7,
and especially for us, like my household, like we have 3. So I had a 4 out of 7 opportunities to not draw somebody, so almost 50%. So 50% chance I would draw someone that I'd have to put back. And I didn't, so that was good. Granted, I didn't really draw. I was the last person, so I just picked the thing out of the...
You picked the last one, and it wasn't you.
It was not me, and I can't say who it was because I don't know if they'll listen to the show or not.
Oh, maybe. So, this might be out by after that, though.
That's true. I don't know. But all right, moving on to the next question is, what is the toughest thing about the holidays?
Toughest thing about the holidays. I think just getting back to what I believe and what I've talked about previously. I think it's just the realization that it's like the holidays are going to come and go, and they're going to continue that cycle.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to make yourself consistently a better person from them? Are you going to drop back into your old ways? Or are you going to take something that you've experienced, that you've learned, or maybe that you want to change in your life, and you use the holidays as a catalyst for that? How are you going to continue that?
Yeah.
We all have that high, so to speak, of like the Christmas high. Everyone's super joyful, everyone's very excited, everyone's friendly.
Yep.
There's a lot of cheer, and then that goes away. That's temporary. That's like the motivation.
And I like how everybody's like that, but I'm right there with you. I hate how, like 48 hours later, It's like they forget it.
I'm still in the same house with you.
Like, oh my
I'm
gosh.
going home.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I get that. No, and it's like that's all like great, and that's the motivation.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, hey, let's feel like
That's
this all year round.
Yeah, you get a little buzz. You feel like, woo, let's have some good ideas, and you get those good ideas, but then, that goes away. You kind of cool down, you calm down. What are you gonna do from there?
Yeah. It's kind of like fitness.
It is fitness.
Yeah. I saw a funny, I guess you could call it meme. It didn't have a picture with it. It was just a statement.
Oh, just statements.
Yeah, just a statement then. And it was like, I saw it was coming from a female's point of view.
Okay.
And they're like, I saw this fitness model in the line at Panera, and she's like, oh, I'm in the line at Panera. This is great. Maybe I can be just as fit as her one day. And then she ordered apples as a side. Then I realized fitness maybe isn't just for me. And I was like, oh, God, that was funny.
That is funny.
So I also saw another one. And it's kind of a little bit of dark humor, but it was they're like all the bodies that are frozen up on Mount Everest were all highly motivated people.
Yes.
So moral of the story,
don't be.
Aim low.
Yeah, aim low. Survive.
Be a little lazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
that's a little dark.
That's funny, but at the same time, like, some people are like that. But yeah. I personally think, coming from a teaching standpoint, the holidays are tough because everybody's out of the routine.
That's true.
Like, I'm a perfect example of it this week. It's like my routine is completely thrown off and gone. And as an adult, it's hard to function. As a kid, it's hard to pay attention. And we've definitely noticed that with our classes. The kids are struggling to focus, and it's like, because they're so excited about Christmas. They're tired of being in school. They're ready for their time out of school. It's tough from a teaching standpoint.
Like,
to
they've been in
keep
school
everybody
all day,
motivated.
and now they're coming to class.
Yeah, to keep everybody motivated and excited and willing to practice and work hard and stay focused, because it's just like, they're tired of being in school. They're probably not getting much done in school. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, God, I just want to run around and blah, blah, blah. And it's dark early, so they're stuck inside all day. They can't get out inside and run around. And, yeah, so the holidays are tough from a teaching standpoint of the kids and adults. They struggle with maintaining a routine. Mm-hmm. Adults struggle with it because they've got kids' functions. Mm-hmm. They've got programs. They've got events. They've got all this stuff that they're going to. I'm also right there with you with the whole, mentality of Christmas, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, we all need to really take a serious look at ourselves and be like, why are we only acting this way during this time of year? It's like,
because the corporations have like little chips in our brains.
Yeah, and
it's like buy,
subject programming,
buy.
All that other good jazz.
Yep, completely under their control.
I just saw a video, and it's very compelling, that our modern day Santa Claus was invented by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And they combined a couple of different scenarios together to create Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Because soda sales would dip during the wintertime because it was a cold beverage. Mm-hmm. So how can we continue to have people buy our product during the wintertime as a cold beverage? And they went through the scenario, and I was like, wow, that makes sense. I hope they're wrong, but that makes sense. And I was like, holy crap. Yeah, so they took a saint from the Catholic Church that was losing favor, so they could use the name, and Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas out of Turkey.
Yeah. And then
you combine that with Odin and his reindeer sled that he travels across the sky to bring the wild hunt with. And you combine that with the Celtic ritual of Yule, and put all those things together, put in a little bit of glitter, and boom, Christmas.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. So, but I like to, view it as, people can believe whatever they want. This is the norm for me. And it's one of those things to where if it was made up, like, okay, whatever. But use that holiday spirit all the time. Don't just wait till Christmas time to be a good person. Be a good person every day you wake up. If people would take that mentality of like, I'm going to try to be 1% better than I was yesterday, the world would be a lot better place, to be quite honest with you. And are you always going to be 1% better? No. Maybe you're 0.00001% better. Still a little bit better, you know? But we have to take the mentality of like, dang, okay, I'm acting this way now. Why am I not acting this way the second week in January?
Right. Like the whole New Year's resolution thing.
Yeah.
Waiting for an event to get you to feel happy.
Yeah.
So you can make
or motivated.
To make you feel motivated.
Yeah.
So you can make good decisions in your life. How long is that motivation going to last?
Yeah. Motivation is fleeting. You never do anything based off of motivation. You do things based off of discipline.
That's right.
So if there's something that you want to try to accomplish or do, don't wait for January 1st. Just start it now. Don't be like, oh, well, I'll wait till Monday to start my new eating plan. Just start now. Like, don't wait for
Make good decisions
day. Yeah, exactly. Just start by making decisions that will better you in the future right now. Because the decisions you make now will affect your future. So if you want that future to be what you want it to be, don't wait for the future to start making those decisions.
Right.
It's too late. It's over. So, but next question, third and final question is, what are you most looking forward to about the upcoming year?
Wow. We're already looking at that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I should have better goals and better views and vision, But honestly, I just want it to be later at night. That's very, very much the simple answer. I just want more sun.
I've heard that they're looking to abolish daylight savings. I thought we voted on it a couple of years ago, but
it got shot down.
Yeah, I've heard Elon's trying to get it taken away though. So if he wants to get it done,
doing a lot of things.
Yeah, if he wants to get it done, there's probably a good chance that it is going to get done. So
I don't know. Next year, I'm looking forward to, let's see, change of government, change of that stuff. I'm looking forward to really just putting my head down and working more.
Yeah.
Getting stuff taken care of.
Do you have any trips planned or anything?
No, I don't plan those things.
You probably should.
I probably should.
Because one of the things that was in that book, The One Thing, is you block out your time off.
Yes.
And
well, I've blocked it out for like holidays and stuff, but
even like personal time off.
I don't. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, but here's
what is that?
It forces you to think about it, and two, it gives you something to look forward to. Because you're like, hey, I know I'm going to Southern Utah in May.
Right.
We'll be like, dang, I got to get some stuff done before I go to Southern Utah in May. So that gives you a deadline, and we all know that typically when we have a deadline, we tend to work harder or more focused.
That's a goal. That's a goal I need to incorporate. Is I need to work for X number of days or get X result, and then it's like, okay, then I can take this trip.
Yeah.
It's like I can go to Southern Utah, but I need to make $4,000 in VO.
Exactly.
Yeah, or do something like that.
So, and it maybe it's not a trip, maybe it's a reward.
Yeah.
But give yourself a objective, and then give yourself the carrot.
That's I've been giving myself the objective, and then been giving myself the stick, really, and I need to change that.
Well, I mean, they're both needed.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can do it one of two ways. You can give yourself both the carrot and the stick, to where you're like, okay, by May 1st, if I don't have whatever, then I have to do something you don't like, or pay something, or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is that you would make you slightly uncomfortable. And then you could also write down, but if I do make it by XYZ, then I get this, or I do this. That's a good tip for people that are trying to have goals. Is too often we're one or the other. If all we do is put the carrot, then if we don't make it, then it's just like, oh, well, whatever. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
Oh, I'll try next time. But there's nothing like scaring us to try to not get it. Or you just have the stick, and then when you punish yourself all the time,
you feel bad.
Then nothing's happy and everything feels like crap, and you're worthless. Well, I'm not going to do the guy again. That was stupid. All that other, self-negative talk.
Right. It's like, oh, I set the bar too high. Why did I believe in myself?
Exactly. So you have to have both. And one's not more important than the other. Interesting. So, yeah, I also saw another video where it was someone talking to, I don't know, someone important in the...
Someone important was being talked to?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but it sounded like it was some sort of like self-help guru or whatever. I don't know.
Very important.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to know if they're actually self-helping, but this actually made a lot of sense. They asked them, they're like, what's more important, being self-critical or like avoiding negative thoughts or positive affirmations? Because they sound like the same thing.
They do sound like the same thing.
But avoiding negative thoughts is just one aspect of it.
Right.
The positive self-affirmation goes so much further, because not only are you avoiding negative talk to yourself, you're filling yourself with that positive affirmation, the things that help you become better. So it's one thing not to be like, oh, like we all know that we shouldn't speak negatively of ourselves.
Right.
We know that.
We know that.
Sometimes that's difficult. Be like, God, I suck, or like whatever. But telling yourself, be like, dang, you did a really good job today. And you can tell yourself why you did a really good job today. That's far better than just avoiding a negative thought. And think about it in terms of just like your work. So you could have done something well, and then somebody just not have said anything to you. That's avoiding negative thought.
Right.
Versus someone coming up to you and being like, hey, dude, that looks really good. You did a great job on that. Way to go.
That's positive. Yeah.
What makes you feel better?
The positive affirmation.
Yeah. Because it's like, I knew I did something right, but nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Because
there was no feedback of the positive kind.
Exactly. Because anybody can find something negative to say about anything.
We're so good at that here.
Yeah. You could be like, it could be borderline flawless, and then somebody was all like, oh, that's a little
Your
crooked.
foot's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, you didn't turn your hips, but everything was perfect. I know, but you didn't turn your hips. Or be like, dang, that was a really good form, but you know what? Hey, if you rotated your hips, it would have been even more, it would have been even better.
There you go.
In fact, this is a Master Hong thing, so shout out to Master Hong down in San Diego. Love you, brother. He calls it PCP, praise, correct, praise.
Oh, okay.
So you praise them on something, and then find something that they can correct, and you finish with praise.
Okay.
So you are having some sort of like corrective behavior or corrective talk, which sometimes can be construed as negative, but you're shielding it or surrounding it by positive things. So now all of a sudden that negative thing is turning into a positive thing because of what it's surrounded by.
That's right.
And just think about the people you hang out with too. When you're around positive people, you tend to feel a little bit better.
You feel great.
You feel good, and you feel positive yourself, even though you may not have said anything, or they could have not have said anything to you directly, but you feel good. On the flip side, someone who's always a little bit negative, or always correcting, or nothing's ever good enough, again, they probably don't say anything to you directly, but you kind of feel like garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because you're like, why even bother? Nothing's ever good enough.
Yeah, it's like, why even try?
So you got to be very careful of not only what you don't say to yourself, but what you do say to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's something you need to correct, you know that you need to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
So by telling yourself, be like, man, I didn't do that very well. That's not negative talk. That's realistic. Be like, you know you did not do that well. So by saying you didn't do that well, you can do better. That's not being negative. Being negative is like, God, I suck at everything. That's negative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But being real with yourself and knowing you could have done something better and just affirming that, that's not necessarily negative talk. So let's not get the two things confused.
Right.
Okay? But be positive with yourself. Be like, dang, I woke up today. That's a good thing.
That's a plus.
Hey, man, some people did not wake up today.
Oh.
We all know that.
Yeah.
You know? True. Or, man, I'm a little sore today. Well, that's good. That reminds you you're still alive.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody's always like, oh, I want to be pain-free.
My toes hurt.
Yeah, sometimes we want to be out of pain. But pain just reminds you that you're still alive. Chronic pain's different. Okay? People with chronic illnesses, that sucks. Okay? When you're in constant pain all the time, yeah, you want some relief. But if you're just sore, shut up.
Shut up.
That's a good thing.
Lucky.
Yeah, exactly. You're lucky to be sore.
Yeah.
You know, I look at like my mom. You know, she really can't walk anymore. So when people complain about having to walk too much, I bet you that infuriates me for her.
Yeah.
Be like, shut up. You are able to walk a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, oh God, I've been walking all day.
I love walking.
You know how some people would kill to walk today?
Yeah.
Be grateful you can walk. So you have to start looking at things from that perspective. Things that we feel like are a burden are not a burden at all.
Yeah. Look at what you have.
Exactly. Like, oh, there's nothing to eat in this house. Are you kidding me? The fact that you have cupboards filled with food,
yeah,
you are beyond blessed. The fact that you woke up with a warm roof over your head.
Wow.
What? Again, the luxuries we take for granted.
You have electricity.
Consistently. The fact that you turned your faucet on and now you have a virtual endless supply of water.
Endless water.
Tell me, like, people wouldn't kill for that. People have killed for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we, during this time of abundance, the holiday season where we're constantly buying and spending money, be grateful for that. Okay. The fact that you can buy these gifts, they're not a necessity, they're a luxury, they're not a requirement. So, you young kids out there, when you're opening presents, doesn't matter what you get, you should be internally grateful for them. And I know I was a brat when I was a kid.
Oh, me too.
But you have to understand, gifts aren't required. Like, the fact that you get gifts, man, that is huge. That is huge. The fact that you have a dresser full of clothes, that is huge. I know I am forever grateful for the life I have and the stuff that I've accumulated. Almost to the point where you're like, I need to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because I don't need this anymore. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
When you get older, you start to downsize. Downsizing is always like associated with the negative term. Oh God, you got to downsize.
How good I felt after decluttering all my stuff.
You probably felt really better.
in November, I just cleaned everything out, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt good. Like I can be creative again. Like I'm
Yeah.
making stuff again.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not blocked up with stuff I have to take care of.
Yep.
I took care of it. I organized it, so I know where everything is again.
Yep.
You know, learned that from my dad because I kept misplacing his tools.
We all did.
We all did. Yeah.
Where's the damn wrench? God, I got nothing in
I
here.
left it, and I wanted it to stay there.
Yeah, my dad would always say that. Anytime he lost something, it was always someone else's fault.
Yeah, of course it was. Who you?
Nobody ever put anything back where we're supposed to.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's just on the bench. Like, what do you mean never? I put it back on the bench.
That was it. That was its home. Yep.
But it wasn't where I put it on the bench. So, but yeah, no, I think I'm looking forward to like health, resurgence, getting more students, just a new beginning. So that's what I feel like I'm the most looking forward to.
Awesome.
But let us know what you're looking forward to, and if it matches ours or if it's something different. We'd love to hear about it. But moving on to our fight scenes. All right, this week's fight scene, I think it's going to be an interesting one. Because, excuse me, I don't really know where this is going to go. It is Captain America versus Master Chief. Both kind of very similar, but
Both
different.
super soldiers.
Both different at the same time. So I know a little bit about the Halo lore. And they were genetically altered, correct?
I would assume so.
They weren't just soldiers with fancy armor.
I would assume so.
Because I watched the Halo series, I believe on Paramount Plus.
Oh, yeah?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. But I can't necessarily remember if they were genetically altered or not. So we're gonna first start off with Captain America and Master Chief fighting in, we'll say Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Is this during the World War II times?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, because that's where Captain America is from. He's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
So we've got those two. Master Chief's got his armor.
Yep.
He's got his shield, or not his shield, his gun, all that jazz.
Assault rifle and his battle rifle.
Yep. And Captain America's got his shield and his
M1911.
Yeah. His 1911 45 ACP.
Oh, yep.
So.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, I learned that, Master Chief, or John 117, is basically an engineered super soldier.
Okay.
Part of the Spartan program.
Yep.
So, Spartans, yeah, so it really comes down to, I don't think guns will be very effective.
No.
Because Captain America can deflect things with his vibranium shield, and Master Chief has pretty tough armor.
Yep.
Probably
Definitely can stop his 45.
Definitely can stop the 45.
Yep.
So it comes down to hand-to-hand combat.
I would agree. I almost think that Master Chief has a slight edge. I don't think he'll win the home field advantage or win in Brooklyn, but he has a slight advantage because he's emotionless.
Right.
So he doesn't care if other people get hurt.
Interesting, yeah.
Captain America does.
That's right.
So I feel like Captain America would end up putting himself at a disadvantage trying to save other people. Which is honorable, but at the same time can be used against him. So I ultimately feel that Captain America will win in Brooklyn, but it will be very, very close because he will end up getting put at a huge disadvantage because he's
a right of battle that he holds to.
Yeah, and he has like the instinct, like thought process of helping other people.
Okay.
So he'll end up getting in a situation where he's got to save some people, and Master Chief will take advantage of that.
That makes sense.
So, but I ultimately think Captain America will kind of pull out the fight in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Because it is Brooklyn, and he'll, get that, like, people will start cheering for him and all that stuff, and then he'll get that, like, home field advantage, or he gets that surge of energy because of the crowd and blah, blah, blah. And then he'll end up defeating Master Chief in the long run, even though those same people that put him at a disadvantage also give him an advantage at the same time.
That's right.
So I got Captain America in round one.
No, I agree. I think Master Chief doesn't have the, like, yeah, he's a super soldier, but he's brought his 2 guns. Right now. And I don't think those will provide an edge. No. I think that it'll come down to being outsmarted. And I think Captain America could do that.
Yeah, he's
very clever.
Yeah, he's very clever. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves.
Yeah. Well, like how he got to be a part of the super soldier program was outsmarting the guys that were severely more qualified physically than him.
Exactly. And he's always around Tony Stark.
And Tony Stark's a genius.
And when you're around Tony Stark, you always look stupid.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
But all right, so we got Captain America in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, round 1.
Now we've got Master Chief in whatever home planet he's from.
Oh, let me consult the notes again.
I can't remember what planet he's from.
He was born on the human colony world of Eridanus 2.
Okay, so they're on Eridanus 2.
Yep. He's been trained since the age of 6 in the Spartan 2 projects.
Okay.
So good. Okay.
I'm obviously going to have to give it to Master Chief in round 2.
At Master Chief's world, being not from the 20th century, in the year 2511.
Oh, wow.
That's when this was supposed to take place. That's when he was born, at least.
Okay.
So there's a severe tech advantage, and I think probably by that time, vibranium shields are, they use vibranium maybe for toothpicks or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure what the tech difference. Well, it'd be clearly a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Captain America's tech would be in that time frame.
Yeah.
So
I think one plasma grenade and poof.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
Because it sticks. Wait, no, that's the alien one.
Yeah.
The stuff that sticks to you.
Yep.
Is that a plasma grenade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So even if he throws in, it hits the shield.
It'll just, yeah.
It'll blast Captain America across the field.
Because he bats things back, but when it sticks to him, it's like,
exactly.
Deal with it.
I mean, because it could shield him. I don't think it would kill him, but it would knock him off balance and ring his bell, and then Master Chief would take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely. And who knows what the environment's like? If it's very similar to Earth's, or obviously it has oxygen, but it's got to be slightly different because it is a different planet.
That's right.
And since, Master Chief grew up on this planet, his body is accustomed to it, and Captain America's is not.
That's right.
So you kind of have to take, environment into account for this one too.
Mm-hmm.
So
just like we took environment into the account for the first round.
Exactly. So I've got Master Chief.
Chief, round 2.
In round 2. Now they don't have armor. They don't have shields. It's just that bare knuckles and they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So in that instance, that's still gonna be pretty tight.
It's very tight.
Because they're both genetically altered and they're both tremendous fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Master Chief's been training since he was 6.
Yep. According to the lore.
But at the same time, Captain America's got that grit about him.
It's hard to beat drugs.
Yeah, it's hard to beat drugs. Because he's got that, I can do this all day, So even
he did pick up Thor's hammer.
Yes, he did. So, man, I feel like Master Chief will, technique
Take him
wise.
to the end, and then Captain America's like, I could do this all day. And
Yeah.
then take him out.
Yeah. I see Master Chief taking it to him for a long time because technique and skill wise, I think he'll be better.
I think so.
Just because he's had longer training.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I never understood with Captain America is he went from this like very scrawny, petite, unathletic human.
Right.
The physique side I get. It's
Right,
like, okay, because he got genetically altered.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give you fighting prowess.
What? Don't tell Disney that.
You know what I mean? Because like he went from like barely being able to like fight and throw a punch. Now he's doing like these flip kicks and
Yeah.
all this other jazz. And you're like, where the hell did that come from?
Well, part of the genetic enhancement is that he became a 3rd-degree black belt. So.
Apparently, it was like he doesn't need to practice to
he doesn't
do
need to
all these
practice
moves.
anymore.
So that's something I've always never understood.
Mhm.
Like, of course, like he could probably throw a punch like nobody's business.
Yeah, because, New York.
But like he turned into this like extremely gifted fighter, but you never really saw him do anything. You know, it was just like, oh, he popped out of that cocoon thing and he was huge, which you expected.
He's huge.
But then all of a sudden it's like, where'd the fighting knowledge come from?
Yeah.
You know, he was getting beat up by 2 guys behind a movie theater, which, I mean, obviously because of his stature and that stuff, but it's like, I don't remember him gaining any sort of fighting prowess.
He gained confidence with his new size, and now he's...
Well, he had the confidence already.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he was getting beat up and he's like, I can do this all day. You know, he had that heart
Yeah.
before the genetics came in.
Okay.
So that's where I'm like, he'll get outclassed fighting wise by Master Chief,
Mm-hmm.
but he won't break.
Right.
Master Chief, I think, will break because he breaks in the show.
Yeah.
Like he becomes emotional and he gains his emotions and this and that. So
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. But that's where I think it boils down to is Captain America has more grit and his willingness not to quit.
There it is, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta have grit if you don't want to quit.
Yep. So I'm giving it to Captain America
Me
in round 3. So I think Master Chief is virtually identical to him.
Yep.
But Captain America has more heart and more grit.
And yeah, Captain America is one of a kind. Master Chief, there's a bunch of them.
He's a
apparently.
replica.
Yes.
Yeah. That just shows you originals are better.
That's right.
So replicas never last.
That's right.
But who do you think would win? Let us know if you feel like Master Chief would win or if you feel like we're correct in saying Captain America would win. But moving on to the last portion of our show, we've got our shout outs. All right, this week's shout out, who do you got?
That's tough. Come back to me.
All right, well, I'm shouting out you.
Oh.
Yeah, you stepped up this week with helping out while I went to the play and yesterday when I wasn't feeling well, so I appreciate you and your ability to adapt and teach and overcome all sorts of weird craziness, and yeah, it's important, so
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to shout out Mary Lee this week.
Okay.
I got to teach half of her lesson.
Yeah.
I got to teach the first half.
She's
it was on
fun.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We had a really good conversation about things and good conversation about like what you really gain out of True Motion. Like what are we as adults doing this for?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because, as adults we don't really we take for granted the fact that we still need to have achievements.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we have work and work achievements, but they don't always play out.
No.
So what are we doing in our own time to make ourselves feel like we have a lot of value or make ourselves feel good about like, hey, I can do this. And, we both settled on martial arts. So, Mary Lee, good job. Hope you listen to the show.
Yeah, she's awesome. If anybody has a chance to get to know her, she's a wonderful person to know. Plus, if you ever need a home, she'll be the one to help you out. So,
Yep.
she's a phenomenal woman, great student. I could only assume she's a wonderful wife and mother and all that stuff. We love having her around.
Too.
She's a dog person.
Yeah.
So we love having you around, Mary Lee. Thank you for your training and everything you've been doing. And yeah, let's keep working on those goals and moving forward. So I added in a fun little section. Maybe we'll keep this a regular reoccurring theme. It's like a joke for the week.
A joke for the week.
So did you? I know that you just heard about this.
Unbelievable.
So if you want to say a joke today,
Joke's me right now because I don't have anything prepared.
you can totally say something. I'm going to say one of the Chuck Norris facts from Tuesday.
Okay.
I thought this one was really funny. That Chuck Norris can sit in the corner of a round room.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I also saw another one, but I can't remember it right off the top of my head. But yeah, I love the Chuck Norris facts. So if you got a Chuck Norris joke or another joke or a dad joke or whatever, I love those things. Hit me up. Hit us up.
Obviously, I need some help here because I don't have any go-to jokes that I feel like I can tell on the show.
Another one that I heard that was really funny.
All right.
Was it's a guy talking about his dog. He's like, man, my dog has a really bad habit of chasing people on a bike. It got so bad I had to take his bike away. So that one always makes me laugh.
That's funny.
Because you think the dog's chasing people on bikes.
You think so? But the dog's just a biker.
Yeah, or another one is my wife asked me if I've seen my dog bowl. And I was like, I didn't realize he did bowl. Instead of the dog water bowl.
Oh,
yeah, some good old dad jokes.
Funny. That is funny.
But let us know what your favorite dad joke is. We'll probably keep that a recurring theme for the week. At least I'll tell the jokes. I like
I'll
jokes.
Be more prepared next time.
Well, I know. I just told you literally right now. So, of course, you wouldn't have anything prepared.
Shout me out, and then you throw me under the bus.
Yeah, exactly. So, but moving on to the final thoughts. And again, it's our running theme. I think for the show, like I'm not going to say for the year or the season. I think it's just the running theme for the show is make an impact.
Yep.
I mean, we've talked at length already about how people are willing to make an impact right now, very willing to make an impact second week of January. So every day, like you were talking about with Mary Lee, how we have goals. I think a goal for everybody every day is to try to make at least an impact in something, whether it be someone's life, your business, your work, your relationship, whatever it is, try to make an impact in somebody. Like last night, we talked with Shanna's nephew, Khalil.
Yeah, how's Khalil doing?
He's still in the hospital. Yeah. He Wednesday he had a procedure because they found a blood clot in his arm, and it was traveling up towards his heart. So they went in to inflate the vein to try to remove the blood clot. Well, while doing that, they found something else that they needed to work on. So they did a procedure yesterday where they moved one of his veins up closer to the surface of the skin, because apparently it was buried really deep. So he sent me a picture. I'll show you after we close up. But it was he was talking to the surgeon, and the surgeon made it sound like it was going to be, not very long, and he'll probably have like a 3 or 4 inch scar or something like that. No, he's got a cut from the inside of his elbow to his armpit.
Oh wow!
And and it took like 3 hours. So, like, he sent a picture of his arm, and I'm just like, oh my God, that is not a little cut. And he goes, no, not at all. And virtually his left arm is out of commission now, so they can't draw blood from it. They can't use it to get blood pressure. He can't get a tattoo. Yeah, his left arm is virtually out of commission for anything having to do with it.
Really?
Yeah, because they brought that vein to the surface. So I was like, holy cow. But they said by doing that, he'd had a bunch of issues ever since he got a chest catheter in. Mm-hmm. They hope that that'll take away those issues. So, but we FaceTimed him with Maya last night, and we ended up talking for like 2 hours. And you could tell he was very happy while he was talking with us. Because not a lot of people do reach out to him.
Yeah.
And
he mentioned that's like a lot of the consistent support dies off.
Exactly. So I even said, I go, hey, let's make this a weekly thing.
Mm-hmm.
I go, we will FaceTime you at least once a week. And he's like, hey, maybe we can get other people in on the call. And I'm like, yeah, more the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
Like his brother, one of his cousins, and just all be on FaceTime, just chatting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I could tell it was making an impact on his day in a good way. And it's like, God, I need to make sure that I do that not only with him, but with other people. So sometimes it's
not easy.
It's not easy, but it needs to become a priority.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you go out there, make an impact on somebody's day, and make their day a little bit brighter in the process. So thanks for kicking it with us today, you guys, and listening to one of our holiday specials.
Yes.
And then maybe next week we won't do a holiday special. Who knows? Maybe we'll just switch it up and do something completely opposite. So we'll see. Make sure you stay tuned. But thanks for kicking it with you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Kick it with us next week. Bye, everyone.